James's presentation this morning, I heard the word relevant and engaging. Well, this is going to be relevant, engaging and fun. What I'm going to do for you this afternoon is we're going to do, first of all, a little quarter of an hour of vocal workshop. That's because when you go to a job interview, or when you want to maybe sell an idea that you've had if you want to be an entrepreneur, the people who listen to you need you to be vocally engaged. You may have the greatest idea in the world, you may have the best CV in history, it's helped you to rise up through the pack, but if you can't use your voice effectively to communicate the idea, then you are not going to get the job. So here we're equipping you for success, and that's what this workshop is all going to be about today. Right, excellent. So we're going to start with a nice physical shakeout. Shake an arm. Good. You're kind of in a semicircle. Do feel free to sort of be individuals. Shake an arm. Shake the other one. Great. Excellent. Terrific. I have to remember to look at all of you as well. So I'm not looking one direction. Great. Shake a leg. And the other leg. But don't shake them both at the same time. Don't want to flat on your facing, do we? That's terrific. Wonderful. Now we're going to do our shoulders. Just bring your shoulders back and then forward. Well, this is the nice bit of the workshop, isn't it? Oh, you've done so well. You've listened to some fabulous speakers. It's been great, but you really need this now. Oh, and it's after lunch as well. Oh, perfect. Oh, wonderful. That's nice. What I'm going to get you to do now, you're going to drop your head, because the head's the heaviest part of the body. Then you're going to just gently drop your torso, so you're going down towards your feet. You don't have to touch your toes, just as far as is comfortable. Down you go. And as you go down, just breathe out. Let all the air go. That's it. And you can't come up again until I tell you. Ha! Right, great, terrific. So when I say so, very, very slowly and gently just come back up into the standing position and breathe in. Nice and gently. That's great, isn't it?
Fine.
And then breathe out. Always remember to breathe out before you breathe in, because otherwise you're in trouble. Breathe out before you breathe in. Great stuff. Should we do that one more time? Because you're starting to look really nice now, actually. Let's just let the head go. Let the shoulders and the torso go. You're going to become like a rag doll. Become like a floppy rag doll. Somewhere, even if it's in the loo, where you can do a little bit of this type of exercise, will help you greatly, okay? Because it's going to help you to find your poise. Also, to do the rest of the exercise, we need to find a nice stance. I can see all sorts of things here. We've got some people that are very wide stance, some people that sort of higgledy-piggledy. I like the idea of one foot just gently in front of the other, because if you do that, then you can go forwards if you need to make a point, and you can come backwards. Do you see that? Do it for you too. Can you see? It doesn't have to be a wide stance, just forwards, back, whatever you need to do, and you're not going to topple over. That's the main thing. Great, that's a good stance. You're looking fine. We're going to wake up our faces a little bit. You know, face is really important. What you have on your face reflects in the tone and the quality of your voice. Hugely, hugely. So I'm going to ask you to screw up your face, every single muscle. See, tightly into a ball. Screw up your face. Great, 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 great. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, even more, even more, even more, even more. And the people at the back of the room, I'm not missing out on you either. Good. And then when I tell you to, you're going to release every single muscle, really slowly, slowly, slowly. Release those muscles. That's terrific. Good, 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 good. Do it again. Really screw your face up into a ball. It's all right to laugh in these workshops, it's very healthy. Great, and then gently, 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 gently release every muscle for me. That's great. Now, we're going to link up the breath. So, what we're going to do is, the breath that you want is nice and low. It's not that kind of asthmatic-y type breath that you take when you're nervous about something. It's the opposite. We want to think the breath downwards. So breathe out, and breathe in. When we breathe in, think as if you're pushing down. That's nice. So it's a nice, you can use that gesture a little bit because it gives you a nice settled breath. That's great. Now we're going to link it up with the sound, but first of all, you're going to get your lips moving a little bit. You know when it's a really cold day and you blow your lips out and it goes, can you do it? That's stability. That's the idea. You're getting and this is fantastic because it's all linking up. I don't know if you can feel it, but it's all linking up with your breath. It's really brilliant. Do you want to do it one more time, just for the sheer heck of it and the fun? 1, 2, 3. Fabulous, fabulous. And it's helping to release your voice, because when we have tight faces and tight around the lips, the voice doesn't function very, very well. So this is actually quite a key exercise. Now I'm going to get you to do, we've done a little bit of breath, and we're going to make a sound with that breath, and it's a zzz. Now the zzz is very useful to you, because if your interview happens to be at 8:30 in the morning or some silly, silly time, and they do happen, and you've got to be looking nice and awake and physically alive to present yourself, you also need to wake up your voice. And this is a really good exercise, actually, for moving all those bits of guitar that you get in the night. You know, when you wake up in the morning, your voice is a bit sticky because you've been to sleep and maybe been snoring with your mouth open, I hesitate to say, and it's dried everything up. So we're going to do a zzz. So take a breath, and zzz. Excellent, excellent. And relax. Breathe out. Take the breath. Excellent. It's really good for this, because what zzz does actually, let me explain to you how it works. What zzz does is you have something called the vocal folds. Some people call them vocal cords. They're not really cords, they're like folds. You have your vocal cords, and with the zzz you bring them together nice and precisely, and that's why it's so good for your voice. Good, excellent. So we've done a zzz. That was a good start. Now we're going to start to work to find some variety in our voices. Now it's no good, you can have the best idea in the world, but if your voice is a flat monotone when you speak, you're not going to convince anybody of anything at all, if you get my meaning. So we're going to do a little vocal exercise. Repeat it after me. It's totally mad, just do what I say, because it's brilliant. You'll love it. Here we come. Does the man in the moon like music?
Does the man in the moon like music?
Does he tootle on his flute, or does he croon?
Does he tootle on his flute, or does he croon?
Does he slip in something lunar in the way he plays his tune?
Does he slip in something lunar in the way he plays his tune?
Or does he simply sit and doodle on the moon?
Or does he simply sit and doodle on the moon?
Right, it only works if you do the breathing that we were working on there. Get a nice slow breath, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to get you to move around, just as I was doing then. So I'll always line it out for you. I'll say the line, and you're going to repeat after me. But this exercise is really good for getting rise and fall in our voices. We're just opening up the vocal variety. Quite often when we speak in everyday speech, it can be very boring, can't it? It can be very deadpan. I'm trying to give you something that's a bit more alive and exciting, so that you can communicate the passion of your idea. So here we go. Does the man in the moon like music? Do you wonder?
Does the man in the moon like music?
Does he tootle on his flute, or does he croon?
Does he tootle on his flute, or does he croon?
Does he slip in something lunar in the way he plays his tune?
Does he slip in something lunar in the way he plays his tune?
Or does he simply sit and doodle on the moon?
Or does he simply sit and doodle on the moon?
Do you know, folks, it's really great. The only problem is you tend to go round in a little circle, wherever you like. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job, okay? Just once more, because I'm really keen that we open up this vocal variety. Let's do it once more, and feel free to and make sure you make eye contact with people as you go, because if you don't make the eye contact, you tend to close in on yourself. So let's look at each other as we say it. Does the man in the moon like music?
Does the man in the moon like music?
Does he tootle on his flute, or does he croon?
Does he tootle on his flute, or does he croon?
Does he slip in something lunar in the way he plays his tune?
Does he slip in something lunar in the way he plays his tune?
Or does he simply sit and doodle on the moon?
Does he simply sit and doodle on the moon?
Well done, everybody. Round of applause. Our voices are starting to be warmed up. I'm going to give you another vocal variety exercise, which is huge fun. I want you to turn to the person on your right. Find the person on your right. You have to know your right from your left in this. Sorry. So, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a meal. Now, I am going to give you an element of the meal, and I'm going to ask you to say it in a particular style with a particular vocal quality. So I'm going to take breakfast, and I'm going to start my breakfast with a bowl of muesli, and I want you to say a bowl of muesli as if it is the most hilarious thing you have heard in your life. It's the funniest joke you've ever heard. It's a bowl of muesli. Come on, to the person on your right. A bowl of muesli. Now you're going to have a glass of orange juice. But a glass of orange juice is the biggest secret in the world. Secretive glass of orange juice.
A glass of orange juice.
Excellent, excellent. And you're going to have a cup of coffee, and it's the sexiest cup of coffee. Okay, so come on, I want to hear that sexy cup of coffee going on. Everybody. Excuse me, sorry. Well done for the second cup of coffee, that was pretty interesting. Now, the last element of breakfast today, I have decided, is going to be a piece of chocolate. But it's a piece of chocolate that has made you the most furious you've ever been in your life. Absolutely raging fury. A piece of chocolate, please. A piece of So, we're finding vocal variety, but we also have to have vocal precision. You know, it's no good going to your interview and speaking like this with no precision in your consonants and vowels, because it's not interesting at all. So I'm going to give you a little exercise. We're going to move it around in a minute again, because I can tell you like doing that. Okay? So repeat after me. What to do to die today?
What to do to die today?
At 1:45 to 2.
At 1:45 to 2.
A thing that's very hard to say.
A thing that's very hard to say.
But also hard to do.
But also hard to do.
There'll be a tutu at 1:45 to 2.
There'll be a tutu at 1:45 to 2.
A rat-a-tat-tat-a-too to 2.
A rat-a-tat-tat-a-too to 2.
And the dragon will come when he hears the drum.
And the dragon will come when he hears the drum.
At 1:45 to 2 today.
At 1:45 to 2 today.
At 1:45 to 2.
At 1:45 to 2.
There's lots of precision in that exercise, and we're going to move it around the room now. Remember that nice low breath we found at the beginning? Yeah? We're going to use that. Our shoulders are nice and back and relaxed. We've got a good stance. We're using it all. We're using the whole room. We're using our height. It's going to be great, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you get up to. Here we come. I'll say it first, you repeat. What to do to die today?
What to do to die today?
1:45 to 2. A thing that's very hard to say.
A thing that's very hard to say.
But also hard to do.
But also hard to do.
There'll be a tutu at 1:45 to 2.
There'll be a tutu at 1:45 to 2.
A rat-a-tat-tat-a-too to 2.
A rat-a-tat-tat-a-too to 2.
And the dragon will come when he hears the drum.
And the dragon will come when he hears the drum.
1:45 to 2 today.
At 1:45 to 2 today.
At 1:45 to 2.
At 1:45 to 2.
Top class, well done. I would like you to get yourselves very rapidly and without too much noise, please, because I've got things to say to you, but can you get yourselves into groups of 5? Groups of 5, please. Go and find 5 nice-looking people that you would love to work with. Okay. Next group in the middle. Now, everybody listening, because we've got very, very little time now. I've got a lot to get through for you. Right. Really interesting during the lunch break. Somebody was saying to me, "Oh, I've got an interview tomorrow, and I'm wondering about this question that they might ask, and I'm wondering how to answer it." So, with our voice techniques that we've been learning, we're going to practice a couple of interview questions. These are the 5 most asked interview questions. Each member of the group is going to take a turn and speak for 1 minute on the question I give, and then the other members of the group, with the second minute, will be able to give them some feedback on how they did. Now, when you give feedback to people, you can say something they did well, something they improve on, and something they did well again. So we give them a nice rounded feedback. So something they've done well, something they could improve on. To give you an idea of things that can be improved, was their body language positive? Is the voice interesting? Is it warm and exciting? Are they speaking with passion? Are they speaking from their experience? And this is the key one, did the candidate answer the question or dodge it? That's always one to do. Right, so who's going to be number 1 speaker? Decide who number 1 is. Everybody has number 1? That's great. You will know that the minute is up because I will run around with this green card like a maniac, okay? Because I am a maniac and I'm nuts. Right, so you'll see the green card when it's done, your 1 minute. So the first most asked interview question is, tell me about yourself.
My name is Bennett.
Hi guys,
I'm a man of many passions. They include drama,
I'm actually American. I live in
acting,
Georgia.
rapping. Many of my skills lie in communication and creativity. I feel like I'm the kind of person who can both communicate a vision, but also create one and adapt it as I'm going along at the same time.
What else? 1 of 5.
Mother of 5.
1 of 5. International affairs, so that I can graduate on time. I don't have enough money to graduate.
Well done, number 1 speaker. Well done, number 1 speaker. The other members of the group. The other members of the group, could you give them some feedback, please? You'll speak up.
You were engaging. The minute you started, just got us all in.
You have a very nice voice projection as well.
Improving things.
Yeah, no, make it too hard.
Speaker number 2, please. Speaker number 2. But speaker number 5. What do you think is your greatest strength? What do you think is your greatest strength? One of you can talk on that. So, as I expected, the time has flown away, because I usually do this workshop within an hour or an hour and a half an hour is quite tight for it, but you've done extremely well today. We've got your body nice and aligned, we've got your body language starting to open up and work, we've got the voices opening up and working, we've got the breath going. It's great, and you've practiced your interview skills. You don't need to be scared when they ask you that off-the-cuff question. You're going to be able to answer, don't worry. And that way you are going to achieve your success. I look forward to hearing from ISEC and also JCI probably as well, of your successes and all the things that you are going to do. You have done a terrific workshop today. Well done, everybody.